Okay, I'm going to demonstrate how you're going to trace your apple design. And this is a little different than the Dow apple design, which relied strictly on outline, tracing each side of the outline. In this project, I really want you to think of mass, the large masses that will make up your design. Okay? And we're going to identify those masses in 3 values. Okay, the white of the paper, the darks, which will be your black, and the 3rd value. Now, let's look at this apple right here. Okay, this is from my demo earlier. If I look at this drawing, I have my definite darks, okay, the shadow side here. I have my whites, the white side, the light side of the apple, and then this transition value. This is my 3rd value, okay? The hole in the apple where the stem comes out, that's going to be my black, my dark value, okay? Now, I still need to have some outline and depend on the outline, right? I'm still going to need this outer edge so that I can separate it from my background, okay? All right, so let's take our tracing paper and you're going to place it over your whole drawing. In this demo, I'm just going to do it on one apple so you can see exactly how I'm doing this, okay? All right. So place your tracing paper over your apple, okay? Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to outline the apple. I'm using my 2B pencil, okay, from my kit. I'm looking at my short straight lines that I use to draw my apple. So I don't want any kind of super curvy, round, spherical apple. I want those short, straight lines, okay? Here's my stem. All right, so I've got a basic outline here. Now I'm going to identify the shadow side of my apple. So here I go. I'm going around my shadow. Okay. Now this is my shadow area, okay? In my final piece, I like the idea of getting some of this reflected light in. So I'm going to introduce a 3rd value, value number 3, down in this area. So in order to do that, I need to identify the dark that I have here, okay? So my darkest dark I'm looking at here. All right, and this is going to be a dark too. Goes right in with the stem. I'm not going to worry about the base of the stem right now, okay? All right, before I go any further, I'm going to identify what I have here. Okay, this is a D for dark or a B for black. Why don't I do a B for black so everyone knows what I mean? Here's a B for black. B for black, my stem is black. This is B for black. Here I'm going to introduce my 3rd value for my reflected light, okay? Here I have to identify the edge of that. Okay. All right. So now let's examine the light side of the apple, okay? I have my transition value here, and the rest is the white of the paper. So now I'm going to identify that area, and I can leave some of the softer edges that I've created, okay, by doing it in charcoal, okay? So this is value 3, okay? And then what's left is going to be my white, all right? I'm going to do the same thing with my cast shadows. I'm going to identify that. and that is going to be my black, my dark. All right, so I want you to look at this. We're dividing it into area, value, area, and then you're going to identify what it is. Is it a black, is it a white, or is it the third value? Okay. And then I want you to consider the outline. Now I just drew this simple line on the outside, but when I go to change it to Notan, I want to give it some thickness. All right, and I want to vary that. So maybe I'm going to go in, I'm going to create it a little thicker here. Then maybe I'm going to make it thinner here. And then down here, I'm going to pick it up and make it thick again. All right? So consider the outline. Is it thick or thin? And is it by itself, or is it joined to another line? Okay? And then last but not least, we're going to decide what our border is going to be. I don't want you to do anything with the border, but I want you to decide how large is your composition going to be. All right? Here I've added my border in this area. Okay, I'm making a decision about how much I want to show the viewer. Okay? So I want you to do that as well on your tracing paper. Okay.